Gray.
Grey.
No, it's a little grey hairs in my beard.
Yeah, it's distinguished, man. Shows you've lived.
It's got that. It shows I've had stress.
Stress. Pa. Pa.
Hello, guys, and we are back with another excellent show for you. Today, or in this particular episode, we're actually going to talk a little bit about not reviews or particularly just about Ignite, for example, or questions from the community, but we're actually going to talk about the own kind of vision that Damon and I had for the Ignite platform, and also some of the experiences we had along the way of our progressing with our ICO and our product and so on. We'll try to keep it short. We could probably talk about this for days, but for your viewing pleasure, we'll try to keep it short. So I'll just start this off because I got thinking about it because a friend of ours, a mutual friend of Damon and I, contacted me the other day and said, "Hey, I'm really impressed with you guys. You know, this time last year you were thinking about this ratings idea, and it, it's just amazing that you actually launched it today." And he goes, "I've been working on my own business for 8 years now, and I still don't have it launched yet." His own tech type business. Yeah. So, it just got me thinking. Is like, why do some people execute so quickly and others take a long time? I'm not trying to be foul towards this other guy, but it is interesting. And in the ICO arena, I think it's quite easy for some people just get an ICO across the line.
People sell the idea and then don't
execute on the vision.
Think about the execution.
And that's all it comes down to. It's great to have a business idea, and how many of us have had ideas of starting this business or that business or doing this and doing that, and you just never end up doing it. So there's a big difference between having a cool idea and there's a real, big distance in the middle from that idea to actually getting into a live revenue generating business. And so we want to discuss a few of the things along the way that we found were particularly interesting, distressing, and things that we ultimately will disrupt with the Ignite platform.
Yes.
Making it easier for people to get from, hey, I got this really cool idea for a project, to, hey, now I have the money for this project, and now I can actually go out and build this project. And it has been a topic which was of a considerable concern, I think, even for the Ethereum founder, because he was discussing making like a new type of protocol for ICOs to be able to spread out the delivery of funds, because there's obviously a risk with dumping millions of dollars on a new team's lap, which may or may not execute. So how does Ignite do this? So how does Ignite help with this? Well, Ignite has always been marketed as a ratings platform, and that's ultimately a big thing that we are disrupting, and we're just going to give you a little example now of why we feel it's so important that we are doing this project to enhance ratings. Damon's going to discuss just a few little examples of the quality ratings competition we have.
Yeah, so this has come out of yesterday's beta launch, and seeing already the quality of some of the submissions that our initial beta testers are inputting into our platform. I thought I'd compare that with a not to be named industry standard ICO rating service, and one that purports to have a team of expert raters that it will deploy to rate your ICO for a fee. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I wonder what these experts are saying. I wonder what value they add during the ratings process. So I pulled up an ICO. I'm on their website here. So one particular ICO, this particular one has apparently 16 expert ratings. And I thought, okay, so what are these experts saying? Alarmingly, most of them actually aren't saying anything. They're just giving a score and not justifying it. But then we have things like nice team, nice vision, best of luck team.
So it's more like a fortune cookie type.
For me, as a potential investor, I'm wanting to see what the market. I wanted to see why is this project deserving of my money? How are they going to get me to part with my precious Ethereum, especially at a time when it's going to the moon, and we all know it is? How's that going to happen? This guy, who's billed as an expert rater, he's been pre-vetted by this platform and passed their vetting process to be an expert rater, and his feedback is, nice team, nice vision, best of luck. Let's keep going. An interesting addition that differs from competitors.
So it kind of sounds like to me that these guys have an abundance of ratings that they need to do.
This is a good one. KYC passed. Good idea.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
an expert
important
rating.
for me. Yeah.
Yes, KYC is important. Funny little anecdote about this particular yet to be named platform is that Chris and I were also invited to participate in their KYC program.
Mm-hmm.
But this platform forgot to send us the date and time for that Skype call, and so therefore
A rating dropped.
we failed. We failed. We're very, very real people. We're here, and
They just need to watch
there's
a
been no
YouTube video.
interest from them in reaching out to reschedule that or anything, which is a real shame. But anyway, this is why we are building Ignite. This is why we're putting this kind of control into our community's hands. KYC is actually an interesting one because I was speaking to somebody on Telegram last night about in future having a module within the ratings platform whereby one of you, the community members, can volunteer to run the KYC on the founders of a project, and then you can then get extra reputation points for spending 10 minutes on a Skype call with somebody and then saying, yes, guys, I vetted them, here they are, and that's going to be quite cool. But that's far, far down the road. It just popped into my mind then. But it was a nice conversation I was having someone last night. But yeah, so this is the problem in the space. This is the problem with centralized ratings.
It's also a big problem in the way ICOs are marketed.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, so you have
Each one of those ratings is paid for.
It's paid. So I mean, so basically, like in a real short way, if you're going to want to launch an ICO, and I get this question a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I want to launch an ICO. What do I need to do? What you need to do is have a big bag of cash ready to spend on marketing, because that is what it's all about. ICOs that are hyped, so on and so forth, are because they spent a lot of money for people to say nice things about them. Do these guys on YouTube really, really care if your project is going to be a successful project in the long term or not? Not really. Why? Because their incentive is only to get money out of the ICO. That's it.
We'll caveat that because there are some good guys in the space.
There
who
are
actually
some good
very
ones.
passionate about the industry.
But the majority of the bigger ones are looking either for a big discount or they're looking for money.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that have the most subscribers and have the most influence, which is an issue. You know. I mean, we will never take a fee to promote or give a good rating to an ICO. Never.
We don't give the ratings. Yeah. All Ignite does is aggregate the scores from our community.
Exactly. So some have asked us, hey, how are you going to earn extra revenue from the platform? How are you going to help an ICO to list on the platform and get a rating and progress forward? So this goes back to what I was initially saying. How are we going to help an ICO get from start to finish using Ignite to accomplish what they need in a very decentralized way without getting tons of fees and bombarded with lots of things that they don't need. So it's very simple. So an ICO who wants to use Ignite will have to buy some Ignite tokens. Once they the amount of tokens that they need to buy has not been determined yet, but we're going to probably put that up to the community.
Yeah.
So they will buy tokens. They will then go through our listing process, which will be very, very, very clear and easy for them to follow along. They will then get their product listed on the Ignite platform. At such time, you will know who those members are. Who are the guys behind the project? Because they will all be
those guys will not be anonymous.
They won't be anonymous.
They'll be like super users that are linked with a particular project.
They will not be able to review other projects. They will not be able to review their own project. They will simply be there to answer your questions. Then our community will rate that ICO. They'll rate the whole thing, do everything they need to do. We will establish a rating, and that ICO, obviously their incentive is the more that they give our community, the better the rating that they're ultimately going to get. Once they have a good rating, we will organize a pool to do initial seed funding or for that ICO, depending on what stage they're at. Maybe it's seed funding, maybe it's going to be a pre-sale, maybe it's just going to be an ICO pool
with a discount. Yeah.
Our community will be able to participate in that alongside Ignite, and then that will potentially have the features built in to stage out payments to that ICO based on their progress, which we feel is a little bit more where the industry needs to go rather than dumping a huge amount of Ethereum on someone's lap. Why? We see some of the problems that creates. One, the ICO wants to cash out, so they will sell Ethereum at some point. Which I mean, like this happened a few weeks ago with EOS. They were selling tons and tons and tons of Ethereum. It was dropping and kind of like exponentially increasing the drop that Ethereum was already having.
Yeah.
So we don't think that this is a sustainable way to liquidate your position. So it would be better for us, how much better would it be for them to go, hey, you made this much progress. It cost you X million. Here you go. We're going to release the next round of funding. And we think that ultimately that's a better way, and it kind of coincides with what Ethereum itself wants to eventually move the currency into. So that was just a quick little update on some ways we hope to grow the platform. These are not beta features. These are very much next year features.
Yeah, of course.
So, but that is where we see it going. We do see Ignite as kind of like a one-stop shop for not only our own community to source projects and opportunities, but also for those projects to list and find the investors to participate in them.
Ultimately, it's a benefit to everyone within the industry because the Ignite Ratings platform aligns everyone's interests. It will be a great platform, great launch pad for any new projects coming along, because unlike other ICO listing sites, rating sites, review sites, launchpad type sites that exist in the industry, like Chris says, we're not going to be saying to these guys, okay, we're going to take 5% of your raise off the top, which, by the way, is something that happens.
Or more.
Or more. Yeah, that's actually a friendly fee. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, here's your opportunity to create your own Ignite Ratings page. Here's your opportunity to put yourself in front of our community of potential investors, and of course in front of the Ignite Index as a potential investor, potentially, hopefully, over time, a very big investor. And we as the Ignite community will be able to work alongside those projects completely independently, telling them what we need to see from them to extract more of our hard-earned, hard-mined Ethereum from us.
That's it. I mean, the thing is that people ask about our revenue model, and Ignite's revenue model is very much like a VC or funds model. We make money if our projects are successful. So like a VC doesn't charge a fee on top of the money that they also help raise for a new startup. What a VC will do is go, hey, here's some money. We hope it works out. They'll help with the management of that company and to get it to a place where it starts to become more valuable and they could potentially have an exit. But their incentive is to help that company grow because they have an invested interest in that company. And that's very much how Ignite will work, is we have invested in an ICO or a project, and we very much want to make sure that project is successful and will ultimately pay off a nice reward, a nice return for
all
everyone.
concerned. Yeah.
So that's really how we make our money, and that's why we did the ICO, so that we could be able to facilitate those things.
So there you go.
There you go. That's how it works.
A little glimpse into the head of Mr. Christopher Cousins next year, but that's what we're working towards, and it's going to be awesome. And keep beta testing. If you haven't signed up, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. We're going to be releasing a lot of information about the platform, its new features, how it works, instructional videos, etc., 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 all on this channel. So please make sure you are subscribed. Other than that, enjoy your weekend. Bye.